Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, June 23rd. There's some notifications saying Facebook RecordKrate is live. Grab your coffee and a handful of vinyl and let's discuss. Yeah. Good morning, all. I would love some of those coasters. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I created this on my other iMac, and that was the images I had there. So yeah. Hey, good morning, Mike. How are you? I'm gonna sneak over here and open up my YouTube so I can do the pop-out chat. Yeah. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to another Coffee and Vinyl this morning. Let's start out by saying cheers. I love this glass. I can't remember where I got it. Maybe Anne gave it to me, or maybe I just found it at a junk store years ago. But I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's see where I am. Where's my channel? So, oh yeah, I see it now, Mike. Yeah. Pardon me. Yeah. I put the wrong thing in the chat, in the description, but I'll go and change that. All right, got my pop-out chat going. Good morning, Stephen. How are you? I enjoyed hanging out with you yesterday too. That was pretty cool. Hanging out, talking about this, talking about that. I just awakened 10 minutes ago, and 130 Tesla fire truck siren outside my window. That's pretty loud. Being in bands and mixing sound and stuff like that, we had a meter. We would measure the dB level. And I remember one night there was one band, they were playing at 90. They were so loud. So loud. And I can't even imagine 130. I cannot. Yeah. Do you ever wake up with a song on your mind? I woke up this morning with the Smiths, The Queen is Dead. Don't know why, but I did. Yeah. Wow. How about that? Well, keep in mind that hopefully the sirens are helping someone in need. Or helping get a cat down from a tree. Or helping the EMS be a first responder and cool things like that. Yeah. I wonder if we can get an app for our phone now to measure dB. Wow. I'm gonna check my app store right now and see if we can do that. Are you iPhone or Android, Mike? Sound meter. See if that shows up in search. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's right here. You can get a free phone now. You don't pay an extra $70 and have this big device in your hand. Oh. Wow. There's a ton of them. So there you go, Mike. There's probably one for an Android also. Yeah. I didn't have a theme for today. And so I said, I'm just going to randomly go around and blindly pull records and just see if we can talk about them. See if I can learn about this is fun, and see if we can talk about and learn about them. And yeah, and of course, hopefully, I can get some input from everyone and learn more about it. Yeah, here they come again. Wow. Good morning. Good morning, Alan. I can smell it now, Alan. How are you? Good morning. So I reached into the country area and I found Sammy Smith. For some reason, I'm thinking, I'm thinking she's a wife of another country singer. You have rain. We don't have rain, but Alan, I was going to share this with you. Yesterday, when I drove to Wake Forest, it was 95 degrees, and of course, I took the Roadster with the top back, and it was wonderful. And I'm one of those people that driving around, they have the air conditioner on high, and so top back, AC on high, just having a blast. I'm doing okay, and slept really good, and it was awesome, Alan. And then when I got to RecordKrate Wake Forest, I parked in the back and started carrying stuff in, and I looked down at my phone and I had the warning, your phone is too hot. It needs to reduce its temperature before it will work again. And I was like, oh. So I'm going to have to be very careful when I ride around with the iPhone with the top back when it's really warm outside, and put it in a safe place. But I'm going to do a quickie. I'm going to do a quickie research on Sammy Smith, and see if we know a little more about her. Help Me Make It Through the Night was one of her popular songs. Excuse me. She became one of the few women in the outlaw country movement. So is this outlaw country? Oh, my stars. Folks, I'm going to have to listen to this a little differently. Wow. Very cool. That's awesome. Dropping the top. There you go. Her first husband was Hank Thompson's Brazos Valley steel guitarist Bob White. She later had a third son with Willie Nelson's guitarist Jody Payne. Wow. I tell you, Alan, in the summertime, anytime it's not raining, my top is back. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to spinning this and check out some outlaw country. I like listening to some outlaw country, and to be able to hear more is even more grand. Absolutely. Yeah, so Sammy Smith, everybody. I'm going to not be able to walk out of here soon if I keep on putting records at my feet. Oh, this is kind of cool. Look at those boats. Now this is on my wall. I'm doing transportation on the walls now. I'm going to do a video once I get it finished. I would drive with a sunroof open if there were somewhere to go. Well, I'm actually moving. My car. I'm actually not. I'm not physically moving, but I'm actually driving around, going from shop to shop, and of course home. And but there was a time where it was just like, it was toward the end of April. In May, I would just get in the car and I would just go driving around, driving through somebody's neighborhood, driving here, driving there, just because I felt like I needed to have some connection to a real world. Yeah. So there you go. Put your hand up there and go, hey, hey, you can wave at everybody. So this is the Sandpipers. If I'm not mistaken, the Sandpipers were a mellow, vocal, soft rock. So this is a record that's full of sailboats. I like this. I like the cover. I'm going to put this on the wall. That'll be really cool. And it'll be great if I had the credits for this record. I'll love to know who played on it and things like that. Yeah. It's on the A&M. So I'm sure that Herb Albert must have liked it. Absolutely. We got Amy over at the Facebook side. Good morning, Amy. How are you? And then, of course, my cousin Carol's here. Hey, Carol, how are you? Yeah. Yeah. Contemplating buying Neil Young's new album just came out. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. Someone would like for me to order that. So now's a good time for me to check and see if I can check it out. See if there's any of the indie releases available. The one that came with the poster or the print. So if you can get that, Mike, that would be really cool. I'm going to move this so I can see my computer. Help me make it through the night. So I'm on my MacBook right now. Oop. And good. I'm doing okay. Thank you. I'm going on my MacBook. Of course, you can order. So, Mike, if you pick up one local, that's awesome. But if you have to order it, please go to my website, RecordKrate.com, and we can get you taken care of, sir. I'm not sure if there's any indies left or not, but oh, here we go. I'm going to check this out right now. You know, I always tell my customer, hey, Amy's sleepy. Hey, I'm doing okay, thank you. Got some good sleep. I always tell my customers there's nothing you need to buy on that A place. There's nothing you need to buy on that A place. Independent record stores is where it's happening. That's not where I want it. That's not where I want it. There we go. Good morning, Stephen. Oh, hold on a second, Stephen. Cheers. Cheers, Stephen. Sandpipers did. Definitely soft rock, adult contemporary is more like it. Great vocals. Wow, very cool. I got to spin them. I got to be more familiar with some of the records I have for sale. Absolutely, yeah. So, Stephen, I think you're West Coast. 8. Oh, wow. You're an early riser, too. Very cool. Yeah. Well, you know, they say the early risers get to hang out with coffee and vinyl. And I think it's true. Let's see where I am. See if I can order that Neil Young with the print. You know, but I understand it's an older recording from Neil Young, and some people are really happy about that. Come on, what was the name of it? Neil Young, please. Neil Young, please. All right, you load it up. Neil has so many records, and he still is continuing on with records, which is great. It's going to be great for his children and grandchildren, money-wise. Homegrown. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. As many as I sold last weekend, I should know. Homegrown. I wish I was. Yeah. Sacramento. I'm working now and listening. Very cool. Well, make sure you put an extra few minutes on there for, because this is, broadening your education, that kind of stuff. Let's see. Can I order any? Oh, they're out. That distributor's out. I have to go to another distributor and see if they have them there. Dang it. For sure, the only place to be. Thank you, Carol. I have no choice but to. No, you don't have that choice. You can't drive somewhere, but you can support the local. You can support independent record stores online. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. Onward bound. Well, that distributor's out of them. I wonder, I got to figure out, did they not press very many? I'm going to go over to RecordKrate.com and support your local gunslinger. Uh-oh. Yeah. And, yeah, I need to do a new video about Pink Floyd and the members because Roger Waters just released, a live COVID-19 recording of Two Suns in the Sunset. And so I wanted to share a little bit about my take on that. Okay, so now I need to check out RecordKrate.com. I had no idea that record would have gotten away so fast. So I need to check and see how many were pressed. And yeah. Well, Stephen, you're welcome to send me a private and let me know which one you work for. And absolutely, I would like to know that. Of course, you're welcome to mention it here, but if you want to keep it private, please. If you want to keep it private for me, don't send me a message. But support your local gunslinger. I have no idea. Well, we could talk about that all day long, Mike. Local ones only charge more. We could talk about that all day long. But I hear so many horror stories. I mean, I even heard a story like they ordered it from the Big A, and they put the shipping label right here, and they put it in the mail just like that. No box, no protection or anything. And then I also hear the stories like they just put them in a box this big and nothing. And then the record goes upside down, throwing it. Catch this. Hey, catch the box. And, just stuff like that. So there you go, folks. Let's see. I want to go to my website, please. See if I have it available to order there. Just the two of us. And then I'm going to check here. Homegrown. Homegrown. Stephen and I were speaking a little bit about Leland. And I was watching some of his videos this morning as I was getting ready, which was great. Digital. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Actually, it was on the main page. While that's loading, I'm gonna grab a. I'm not laughing at you, Alan. Hey, Alan just took his first sip of coffee. Cheers, Alan. This is the one I was laughing at. Fragile. Fragile means throw it harder. Yes, it does. The other record I pulled was Long John Baldry, and I love that cover where he's got that multicolored Rolls Royce. Absolutely. Stop. Come back here. Come back here. Stop. Okay, let's go to this one. All right, let's go to this one. Homegrown LP. Come on, work. It's not working. Or is it working? Here we go. I tell you, the vinyl's gone. I see nobody. Steve, do you have it in stock? I cannot find it anywhere. So, cheers, Alan. Yeah. Long John Baldry. If you like the British blues, you probably like this one. Mike, you probably can chime in on this. You probably know this record so well, but I like the one with the Rolls Royce. And I tell you, folks, every time I see the Jonas label, I know it's going to be good. So, always pay attention to that. That's for sure. Okay, I'll put these right here at my toes. Here we go. Yeah. Well, there you go, sir. This is a soundtrack, Two for the Road. Henry Mancini provides the music. And look at that image of Audrey Hepburn. Isn't she just gorgeous? And then they are there she is on the back with Hank. Yeah. Isn't that cool? I love soundtracks. Pardon me. Any CDs on British music? Probably so, Carol. I tell you, during the pandemic, it's been a wonderful time for buying CDs. But yeah. Well, nice guy, Mike. I would say between now and Friday, you should really save your money up if you like the new Bob Dylan record. It came out Friday, but I didn't bring any in. And coming this Friday, I'll tell you why I didn't bring any in. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's see. She was beautiful. My buddy found a large frame photograph of her when we were in Florida. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Let's take a look and see what's next. This is also, this came from the Jazz. Claude Thornhill. I'm not familiar with Claude, but I just reached in there and grabbed it. I need to listen to them. On the back, I love where it has a little bio information on there, and it's usually written by someone from the label or from the press. Yeah, so it talks about how some of the popular vocalists replaced the big bands with a trio or a guy with a piano and cool things like that. So we'll have to check that out. Oh yeah, on your website. Any chance you could throw in with others? Talk about that. Homegrown, out of stock. It did, yeah. I got it, Stephen, and I replied. I mean, I mentioned it on here. So yeah, absolutely. Which yeah. We had Record Store Day couch camp a few weeks ago, and I met with some of your cats, so that was kind of cool. Why buy Amazon? Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. Or, I mean, whether it's me or another record store, you're welcome to your local brick and mortar. That's awesome, folks. But we do not need to buy anything from the big A. We do not. We do not. Exactly. Here's another guy. His name is James Last, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, Michael Parks. Michael Parks is his name. Michael Parks. The record's called Lost. I've listened to this before. I just noticed that there's a motorcycle there, so that can go on my transportation wall. And I listened to this. He was very fortunate to be on a really cool label. He was label mates with Zappa. He was on the Verve label. And every time I see Verve, I pay attention. You never know what genre it's going to be, but if I'm not mistaken, this was more of the lines of just pop rock, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Carol. Where is your devotion? I know my devotion is not at the big A, that's for sure. Yeah. And I even thought about selling at the big A toward the end of March when the pandemic was hitting, but it just took me a while. It just took me a while to settle down and figure out how to continue on as a record store during the pandemic. And I loaded up eBay. I got over 900 items on eBay right now, and hopefully by the weekend I'll have 1,000. And it's been good for me as far as sales. And then I finally got the website up and where it needs to be. So if you guys haven't checked out the website, please do. RecordKrate.com. It's good for pre-orders. It's good for pre-orders. I'm only devoted to my God. Well, of course, we want you to be devoted to your God. But I'm always here just to reach out. couple of times. Was he an actor or his music, Michael, was put in there? Michael Parks, was it? So Mike, was he an actor in there, or was his music in there? Stephen, we could do an interesting discussion about Disco GS. I personally don't have anything listed on the GS right now, and I have in the past, but yeah, I'd love to talk with you a little bit about that someday. I've got a couple. Yeah, absolutely. He played the older. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, that's really cool. I've watched Kill Bill. I don't think I watched Kill Bill 2. Seems like Kill Bill was the violence that was portrayed was, yeah, there was a lot of violence in there. And anyway, maybe I'll give it another try another time and see if my opinion has changed. He was on Twin Peaks first. I love Twin Peaks. I was just playing the CD. I got the CD soundtrack, if you would. Dancing Under Fire, something like that. Folks, there's so many things to remember in the music world, that's for sure. I have Twin Peaks. Oh, I would love to talk with you after you watch it. I'm not going to say anything other than I really enjoyed Twin Peaks. And I would not have paid attention to Twin Peaks if it wasn't the music. But the music just took me there, folks. Anything ethereal, anything with angelic voices, I'm paying attention to. Oh, yeah. Star Trek Voyager. Now, I have got a lot of Star Trek, but I know that there's lots of different Star Trek series, if you would, so I'm not as familiar. But I will definitely keep my eyes open to see what I do have. Voyager. Was Voyager a TV series, Mike? He was more popular in the 60s. Then came Bronson. Oh, okay, cool. So I'm glad I pulled this one. I love Ice House. I love 80s new wave. I love new romanticism. I love synth pop. I love Brit pop. Of course, that came a little later. I just love it, folks. I just love it, love it, love it, love it. And so Ice House is one of them that I like. It was really neat growing up in the 80s and seeing MTV and seeing all the cool videos with all the cool styles, and being a child of the Swatch generation. And it's just awesome, folks. And then later on, you were able to find the full LP, and you're like, oh my gosh, they did so much more than just that one song. And it was just amazing for me to check that out. Captain Janeway. 7 seasons. Yeah. There you go. Was she also the lady who was on The Walking Dead? I recall an actress on The Walking Dead that I had seen maybe on a Star Trek television commercial or something like that. Which Ice House? Sidewalk. I love this record, folks. I love the album cover. I love the blues. I love it. Yeah. Wow. So good, so good. I'm gonna take this to Wake Forest with me today, folks, so I can play it. I'm gonna play it loud. I'm gonna be very proud. Yeah, I thought the first season of The Walking Dead was really good, Mike. I really did. It's crazy to think about the story, but it was from a survival standpoint, it was really cool. Tommy Edwards. Now, Tommy just doesn't get the love, but he has a wonderful voice. self-titled debut, which was a total remix of the Australian debut. Yes. She was also in Orange is the New Black. Okay, well then it's probably a different actress. This is on the MGM label, folks. Boy, this thing is shiny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so there you go. Let's see what else I grabbed. So, Stephen, if you work early in the mornings, that's totally cool. But if you ever have a free morning and you're up and about it, or you want to be up, I'd love to have you as one of my guests for Coffee and Vinyl someday. Not a big format. Just grab some coffee, grab some records, and let's talk. There is the ice house over yonder. That's where my beer stays. So just a mention of disco. Disco's super fast, a lot of eighth notes and cool things like that, which is awesome. And I'm not a disco snob at all, folks. I realize that music that went in that direction kind of shifted rock around a little bit, or it's just like if there wasn't a Nirvana, we would have heard My Bloody and Lush and Pale Saints and cool things like that on the radio. But for whatever reason, Nirvana, Teen Spirit became MTV popular, and so, but that's probably true. With some of the disco stuff, it kind of got on the radio, and maybe some of the rock didn't get on the radio just because disco was a little popular. She did play. Okay, cool. And yeah. Okay, cool. And so sometimes I think of disco as just another style of punk. I mean, not punk, but another style of funk. Anyway, throw in a lot of elements and you have something that's titled disco. But is this disco or is this just good old dance music? But anyway, Linda Crawford, folks. If you haven't discovered her and you like things a little upbeat, a little dancey, she's a good one to check out. This is a double disc and gatefold, and she's fantastic. Oh, okay, there we go. And makes it a beautiful poster for your wall. Let's see if there's any holes. There's no holes. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Disco is great, like danceable, soulful bubblegum. Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people share that same thought there, Mike. I think I remember watching the movie Detroit Rock City, and rock and roll, disco, there was such a bash there, but they were just having fun, making fun of both genres, I think, in the movie. But it was interesting their take on disco. It's just so funny. Let's see if I can get the glare off a little bit. There we go. Can we see Stevie a little better now? There she is. Yeah, there she is. Let's see if I got my let's see, Steven. Where's that record? Where my head? Boy, I thought I put him up there. Oh, I did. It's on the top. So that's Alice Cooper. That's Alice Cooper. And there it is right there, folks. All right, see where my finger is? I'm going to show you this record. If I can. I'm going to have to take it down. I'm going to have to take it down. See if I can take it down, folks, and show you what it is. No, it's just not showing. Hold on a second. I'm going to grab it, folks, and show you what I have. I like the nightlife. I like the boogie. I tell you, it's just awesome. And I think a lot of people would agree that Saturday Night Fever was really cool. But at the same time, Saturday Night Fever was such an exaggeration of that genre and that community. Oh, okay, here we go, folks. Show you this record. And well, Mike, you got to get on the dance floor and get you a new babe to dance with. It nearly killed rock. I've heard people say that. I've heard people say, nah, it just happened at the same time. Also, it also incubated a wonderful period in New York City for bands like the Ramones, Blondie, Talking Heads, Television. It was an incubation period for those cats while disco was happening. It really was, even though we think of disco and we think of New York City. But I tell you one thing, some people say Bee Gees are disco. I think Bee Gees is just another wonderful form of funk. And of course, they had some stuff that was not the dancey, funky stuff. And I appreciate that too. But the record that leads up to Saturday Night Fever, to me, that's my favorite. Here it is, folks. Fish. Fish. Pish, pish, pish. Yeah. There you go, folks. Yeah. It was almost impossible for record stores to get that Fish record. And, pandemic happened. Record store day changed twice. And now we're having record store day drops. And I'm looking forward to that. Whether I have 2 records or 20 records or 200 records, it's going to be a wonderful record store day drop on August 29th. And I'm looking forward to it. So mark your calendars, folks. Yeah. And Neil Young was one of those record store day titles that came a little early. Yeah. Let's see what else I got on the pile. Alrighty. I think the other night I was talking live and okay. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Bee Gees did something really cool. They built a home studio, or they built their own studio. They brought in this incredible keyboardist that knew how to use analog synthesizers so well. He textured the music and added so much to it. So, I wouldn't say analog synthesizer was infantry then, but he definitely, yes. Hey, thank God for that Bee Gees keyboardist synthesizer player, which helped pave the way in so many ways for synth pop. And of course, Kraftwerk was there, so we thank Kraftwerk for that. Yeah. We're talking about Lone Justice. Here's a Lone Justice 12-inch single. And I just happened to pull this randomly from the bins this morning. And it's on the Geffen label. Geffen's done a lot for us. Oh, well, some people drive to make it, but I understand. Absolutely. It's always fun when you find a vintage record that's sealed. This is the Carpenters, and this is a live record. I'm sorry. It is great to find a record that's sealed. This one's not sealed, though. It's got the shrink on it. Threw me for a loop there. But anyway, this is live at the Palladium. This one was pressed in the UK. I saw the sticker, and I saw the shrink, and I just kind of got A&M. Beautiful folks, beautiful folks. I love the way that in other parts of the world, they didn't etch the plates. They stamped the plates before they were pressed. So that's really neat. Beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. And Richard, the brother, he's still with us. And Richard likes cars. And I watched an episode of Jay Leno's Garage where he was there with early 70s Mopar that he bought. And I'm sure he bought it after the success of the Carpenters records and having the means, the money to do so. So it was really neat. He bought it new. Him and his father went down and he ordered it, and he still has it. So that's really great. And it looks almost like the day he bought it. Yeah. And all three of the brothers had wonderful voices. And even though we hear Barry more, it was great that the other two, Maurice and Robin, would. And then Robin has success as a soloist, especially in in the UK with some, and he worked with a lot of dance artists, so that was really cool. Yeah. Songs and stories by Jim and Tammy and their friends. So this will be Jim Baker and Tammy Baker, and it's just a fun little goofy record. Yeah. Because I'm in North Carolina and the PTL Club was North Carolina, I guess we see more of the stuff like this. And I don't know if you bought this at the store, if you sent in a love gift and they sent it to you as a prize. I don't know, but I'm glad we find them. I didn't know there was a union plan, but wait a minute. I don't think the Bee Gees ever stopped. I think when Robin died, that was it. But Barry still performs, and he does perform with his son, and he performs some of the Bee Gees songs, which is wonderful. It's wonderful. Paying respect and homage to your brothers is great. Yeah. Quadraphonic, 4-channel, Tony Mulata. Wonderful, wonderful guitarist. I love the artwork on here. And this was produced by Enoch Light. Now, if this guy just doesn't have one of the coolest names in the world, Enoch Light. Hello, Mr. Light. Hello, Enoch. So anyway, good stuff. I'm only being snarky. Way to walk this. Okay. Snarky, snarky, snarky. Yeah. I kind of. All right. So quadraphonic. I've never heard a proper quadraphonic LP turntable set up with a proper stylus. Never heard it. I do know that when you play quadraphonic on a stereo, when you play quadraphonic on your hi-fi, your turntable that's stereo, it still sounds great. It could be a different mix altogether. And so some people like to get the quadraphonics because it sounds a little different. Yeah. This is a Nautilus half-speed master. Super disc is what it was called. This is Sills and Croft. Sills and Crofts. This is Summer Breeze, which is wonderful yacht rock, folks. And then, so it's a CBS venture, but this is on the Warner Brothers label. Wait a minute, was this CBS? I think Nautilus, or maybe Nautilus was, no, Nautilus was their own. CBS did an audiophile pressing also, but Nautilus did this, and they licensed it for Warner Brothers. Yeah, there we go. All right, man, have fun. Be sure to dance with your head, tap your toes, do all that dancing stuff there, Mike. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day. Yeah. If you think about it, Black Sabbath was a dance band. People would bop and tap their toes and move their bodies. Absolutely. The beautiful Cheryl Ladd, Charlie's Angels, which is a very interesting. I know she had a couple of these. Beautiful girl, beautiful girl. And then the success with Charlie's Angels, I'm sure, sold tons of these records. She had one with a satin coat, and if I remember, she was looking back at you like that, and that was kind of neat. My buddy in Connecticut will one day soon hook me up with a really nice amp. Ooh, that'd be nice. All right, see you later, Mike. Yeah, that'd be nice. There goes Sherlad. You know, I know very little about her music. I know very little about her recordings. who the player was or anything like that. But it looks like she's doing covers. I recognize some of the authors of the songs. Just looking at the players on here. A lot of background vocalists, that's for sure. Yeah, looks like maybe a lot of studio names on here, which is great. It'd be great if she brought in the other angels to do some background or duets or something, or trios. Yeah, but that's cool. She's worth a spin for me one day. Country songs I love to sing. Eddie Arnold. I love their use of colors on the cover. I like the design. Yeah. See a lot of Eddie Arnold records, folks. Does he just not have the cool Argyle socks? I think so. I personally have very little country music in my listening library, but I do have customers that get excited with country music and they find some really cool things that they like, which is great. Let's see. This is the last one I pulled. Yeah. I'll show you this. Helen Morgan. That looks like a U. Helen Morgan sings. Helen Morgan sings. This came out of the jazz. Ladies of Jazz. The beautiful voices. Yeah. And artists who are really popular that maybe for whatever reason their name just didn't continue like some of the classic rock bands did. I mean, the Beatles, there was lots of groups, 40s and 50s, made really good music, but we just didn't carry on. Carol was doing some country music. Oh, thank you, Carol. Glad to hear that. Take care, Stephen. See you soon. Yeah, absolutely. So, you often wonder what rock and roll bands will be forgotten in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And will there be a time that the Beatles are forgotten? Will there be a time that you go into a used store and there's tons of the Beatles records floating around the dollar bins, in 30, 40, 50 years? Yeah, so there we go. Got a message, I'm gonna reply to it. Yeah, so there we go, folks. I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna take off and get the day started and head up to Wake Forest and get some stuff done. So yeah. Alan says my record store has given me a full crate of records they don't sell in the store for free. Alan, that would make a wonderful video. I bet so. I bet there's some good stuff in there. Absolutely. Wow. So yeah, hope you get some good stuff in there. Hope you get something there that you enjoy. Yeah. So anyway, folks, I hope you have a wonderful day. Did a lot of talking to get through my coffee as much. Cheers, everyone. Take care, and hope to see you soon. All right. Take care, everybody.